Tim Moss doing a new move. Could you do that for me again, please? I kind of like it. It's a little like jazz hands, just a little bit. Hi, everybody. Welcome to If These Walls Could Talk. I'm Wendy Stuart.
And I am Tim Moss. Hi.
And thank you. And we're a little early today.
We are.
Early bird catches the worm because our fabulous guest who is in LA has to leave a little early. And you know what? We just danced to their drum.
They have another interview after this, and we're so grateful. We wanted to even start early so that we could get even more time because we've got so much we want to talk about.
We were going to start last night even, but yeah right. So,
oh my God, this week.
Okay, this week, first of all.
But we got good news.
Yeah.
And bad news. But
okay, let's do the good news first.
Good news is we were just in Times Square on 42nd Street, and we're on a billboard in Times Square. Yay! Our little picture is up there.
We are between Madame Tussauds and Buster and
Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's on 42nd Street. So make sure you catch us. And why are we on a billboard, Tim?
Well, because UBC TV Networks has picked up If These Walls Could Talk.
Yay!
Yay! And they have we're one of the first 6 television shows that is in their initial rollout. So yay, that was very exciting, and they've got a billboard up in Times Square, so that's so cool.
So amazing! And if any of you are in the New York area, please try and scurry on over and
take a picture with it.
Take a picture with it. Oh, well, we'll post it all over social media anyway.
And it's also UBC is going to be on Glued, I think, Glued TV.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Glued TV. Mm-hmm. So now I guess where we got to go.
Okay. Now for the bad part of this last week, we lost a couple of friends, a couple of dear friends.
Dear friends, yeah.
Ike Avelli, well, not Ike. Ike is fine. Ike Avelli's partner of 20 years had passed away last week, and I was down with Ike when that had happened, and I'm grateful I was there and all that. And then we found out yesterday that our dear friend Tristan Mayfield had passed away. So we've
I just want to throw in that these are very hard times for a lot of people, as they should be. Okay. And we can't run around like sugarcoating it. So if you know anyone that's struggling and you can lend an ear and help in any way, please, lift them up, try and lift their spirits up. It's, I mean, it's hard. We don't deal with depression
and
in our
mental
society.
health. Mental health right now is rampant in America right now. Right. But, so to bring things up, let's start the party. And speaking of party,
oh my God, this is the perfect person to start the party with. Once upon a time, he was a club kid, then became a pop icon, then a fashion designer,
an ice skater,
an ice skater, which I can't wait to get into that with the Olympics just ending and everything. I'm all about figure skating, right? And the outfits, right? And he just has been walking a runway filled with sequins for so long, and now is launching a wonderful new site called Beauty Queen. Queen, of course, is spelled QWEEN. Don't you love that? And we are just so excited to bring on the gorgeous, the uber talented Richie Rich. Yay!
Whoa! Hi, Wendy Love. Hi, Tim. Boom, boom.
Darling, how are you?
How are you?
I'm great. I mean, I want to say, first of all, I'm sorry for the losses. It is true. We have to live life and brighten everybody up, and mental health is such an issue in this world. And on a lighter note, though, and a happy note, congratulations on your billboard. That's incredible.
Well, thank you. And you are somebody, what I love, because I've known you since the Limelight days.
Yeah.
You continue to spread glitter, sparkle, raise people up. The importance of what someone does through fashion and through makeup it's like it's everything. Because let's face it, if this doesn't feel great, you're not going to feel good inside.
Right. So true. And thank you for those sweet words, Boo. I remember last time we've seen each other, saw each other, was just before the world went crazy and shut down in the East Village at your party. We were dancing on the dance floor.
The last big event. That was my birthday. And
yes, your birthday was cute. That was so much fun.
It was. I remember hanging with you. We had 300 people that night, and that was
so
everybody's last event. But Richie, none of us knew.
Oh,
none of us knew. They, and they should. something, but they didn't.
But hey, but you did it with a bang, so it was perfect.
Well,
Not perfect timing, but at least, hey, we had fun.
It. You just got to, you know what, you got to turn it out at the and you know that better than anyone. So you know, we often start with people talking about what they do now, but I got to tell you, for me, learning about that you were like a champion figure skater.
Oh my God!
Can you start off like just talking about that?
Sure.
That fast forwarded to who you are now.
And like,
how did you
even get into that?
How did you
discover you had that ability?
So I grew up in New Jersey, and then so we had a pond down like from our house.
Oh, okay.
And I have two older brothers and my older brothers were all very close and fun, but I'm more of like the rainbow sheep of the family, like as we all are.
Rainbow unicorn.
True. And as they had hockey skates on, I gravitated towards figure skating, watching TV. I mean, I was like 2 or 3 years old, so like I didn't, it wasn't like I was conscious of it. But then over the years, just loving it, I just loved the pond. And then I had birthday parties at the skating rink. Then when I was 12, we moved to California, and my father was at the New York Times, but wanted to come here to California for not in LA where I am right now, more like Bay Area, San Francisco. I went to high school there.
Beautiful.
And so we moved during the summer. I had no friends, so we went to the rink in the mall, and this coach saw me. She said, "You don't know what you're doing, but you're really good. I want to coach you." And a lot of boys weren't popular skating back then. Like I was doing gymnastics and all that stuff. And I mean, I didn't know I was gender fluid, neutral, like everybody is finally waking up to now. Like I always just, drum of the beat of glitter. Hello.
And you were just being Richie.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then I loved it. Luckily my family embraced that. And so then I just trained, and every day in the morning, like every day got up at 3:30 in the morning before school and skated, and had same coaches, Christy Yamaguchi, Rudy Galindo, and we all
major.
We all skated.
It impresses me so much. I knew you as a club kid, right? And we, well, I can't talk, but we stereotype the fact that you need that discipline. I don't have that kind of discipline.
That's sweet.
So you,
it.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. It's interesting. No, it's funny because later in life, like business meetings I've had, everybody loves fashion and this, and it's so much fun, but a lot of times people don't know what goes behind the scenes with things. And a lot of it with like, let's say Wall Street, they were very like, wow, you're a figure skater. Like they always use that word you just used, discipline. Like they were like, oh, it's great to be a club kid and be fun and this and that. But right away, people think you're a drug addict, or you stay up all night, you don't do anything, and blah 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 blah. And
irresponsible,
right?
Yeah, and that's not why I moved to New York. I moved to New York I always felt the clubs were a launching pad for so many of us. I mean, look at RuPaul, look at Amanda Lepore, look at Chloe 70. I mean, and look at you all, like so many people. And so and then I was like, and I started doing parties in San Francisco. I started sneaking out of my house, and my girlfriends would put makeup on me in Burger King's bathroom, and we live it up at
only the best
this club called One Step Beyond, and then Colossus and the Stud in San Francisco, which is still there, and fake IDs, the whole thing. And little did I know my future in the club world. And then so then on a whim, I auditioned in Reno, Nevada. I snuck out of my house again, and my girlfriend Debbie and my butt friend Danny, they took me to an audition, and I idolized Ty Babyloni, Randy Gardner, our U.S.
They were great
pair champions. So I'd never met them, so I had never skated on a stage that was like Vegas style, like on ice. And they were like, "Oh, we're on a break from our show tonight. Can we watch your audition?" And I'm gagging. I'm like, "Yes." So so it was like butterflies, boom. But then I skated like a butterfly, and the head of the audition said, "Well, we'd love to like do something with you. How old are you?" And I said, "Well, how old do I have to be?" And they're like 18, and I was like, "Well, I'm 17." And they're like, "Well, we'll call you later." I'm like, "Whatever. It was fun, bye." Kind of forgot about it. And then a year later, bring, this is Bill Bain in Hollywood. We want to invite you to the Ice Capades anniversary show. Can you get we're sending you on a plane to Minnesota, Duluth, middle of nowhere, in 2 days. And it turned out Sarah Kawahara was our choreographer who did I, Tonya at Margot Robbie, taught her to skate, did the Olympic opening ceremonies, and I flew on a wire. Peter Foy, who taught Mary Martin to fly, taught me.
In the Olympics?
But you were in a
this is an Ice Capades. Yeah, but on a wire, like Peter Pan.
You flew. Oh my God.
I flew in the arenas. And then I worked with a tiger and lion act, this magic act called the Amazing Furcos. I met amazing friends, toured everywhere. It was like a rock tour. And but then
incredible.
But then all my friends on tour were like, you know, they all knew I wanted to move to New York and do something with fashion. I was always making clothing, like from the help of my mom teaching me from skating.
But
and then I would always hang out.
How perfect a marriage is that with the ice skating, with the fashion?
Totally.
Did you ever?
Oh my God. So the best is like, I would hang out in the wardrobe department with this queen named Jerry, and he was like a blonde Liberace, and he was so cool. And he taught me how to rhinestone, and we'd be dazzled, and we would fix the costumes. I was in heaven. And it was like fashion. I didn't go to fashion school, so I tell people I went to the Escapades, you know, and the line.
It's the best fashion school you could ever go to.
You're right. It all just kind of went whoosh and married each other. So then I got a call from the club kids in New York, and I didn't really know I was a club kid in San Francisco. I didn't know the term. And they're like, come to New York. And I went to this thing called the Style Summit at the Limelight, and they christened me a club kid and put me on the Joan Rivers show and Geraldo and Phil Donahue.
Movement, right? Club kid movement.
All that stuff. And
you would have been at Limelight around the same time as I was, like the group before you.
Was that the old Limelight or the redone Limelight, where it was like all the little rooms and stuff? Because it used to be very and very
right. It was still that. It was before they turned it to like the whole mall kind of feeling and everything.
Well, no. I mean, originally the Limelight was a church. I mean, it was very cathedral.
Yeah, the main dance floor was still that.
And then they chopped it up into the little rooms and
yeah, the main dance floor was still the cathedral, but then they did have like the shampoo room and then the other
when I was there, I was like 10 years before Richie. It was chopped up. So you were there around the time that whole thing with Michael Ehrlich was like, you know.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, the thing is too, like, it's like my thing, like Amanda Lepore and Kabuki, who's now an international, amazing, recognized makeup artist. We always had like an agenda to like take that as our stepping stone and not look back on like, oh, that's our past life. It's like, we still totally embrace the fact we're club kids. But we never got into that the dark side of the light. You know, we always had the light, if it was a Star Wars saga. So when some of the bad things that went down, we always kind of just were like, keep optimistic and keep, you know, and it was horrible. But we always warned our friends, we're like, and just get out, stay away from the drugs and be happy, have fun, you know, have your champagne and all that. And, I mean,
focus on the beauty, the creativity, and the joy. I mean, you and Amanda, we just saw Amanda at the Glam Awards. Tim,
she's amazing.
I love Amanda. She, you know,
fabulous.
Everything that she radiates, right?
And totally. And
in it for a long time.
She was my first friend in New York. Yeah, she was next door to me, and she's like, we're going to be best friends. And then as I got into fashion, she traveled around the world with me, and we did shoots. David LaChapelle, a photographer, she's his muse.
I love David LaChapelle, right?
So we would all do amazing shoots together. Like, so it all just all came together.
No, you were in the mix of all of these amazing creative projects and creative people. How fabulous.
And Richie, you make it sound so easy, but I really do think in your case, when someone, you know, we've interviewed Joey Arias, another one.
Oh, I love Joey.
Right.
Yes. Billie Holiday.
Headwater and go. It was just all there from the beginning.
Right.
People think someone like one of you touches, you are really able to turn it into gold. And that's a wonderful thing to be able to share.
Yeah.
I mean, thank you. Like, and you know, that's where Beauty Queen, that's the whole essence behind Beauty Queen, because my friend Mr. D and I've known him. We met at the Versace show at Bryant Park in the fashion weeks, and we've been friends for many years, and just always have been creative. He created the NARS cosmetics line with Francois NARS, around all the supermodels. And then Ed Hardy, the beautiful, the fabulous, goal-driven clothing line with Christian Auduget out of Hollywood. And so many, and the Victoria's Secret Angels, all of that. So, and I was doing Heatherette, and so together we were.
That was your first line, right? Heatherette was your first.
Yeah,
your first.
So Heatherette with my friend Traver Rains, and runway shows around the world, and you know, our muse was Paris Hilton and like Kelly Osbourne, Naomi Campbell would pop in and do our shows, which I couldn't believe as a high school kid. I'm like, what's happening? Boy George, Anna Nicole Smith, bless her heart.
Didn't you have like Ellen DeGeneres?
Yeah.
Ellen DeGeneres walked on my Lincoln Center show, which was so cool.
Ellen.
She just called out of the blue. And what happened was I met Pamela Anderson years ago at the Playboy Mansion, and then really hung out with her a lot with David LaChapelle doing shoots. And then we became friends. And then she's like, I want to do a tour with you. And we had a line called A Muse, like A Muse. And we started in New Zealand and went everywhere. And then she's best friends with Ellen. And I think through that, Ellen called and said, I want to do something New York Fashion Week, and you're the one I want to do it with. And I'm like, oh my God, I gagged. And it was the opening night at Lincoln Center, which was a dream. So I opened it with ballerinas and then ended with Ellen. And nobody knew Ellen was there. And the place went nuts. And
is it? That's
so,
amazing.
Yeah.
You have something at the Met also.
Yeah. Then I, as a club kid, I would always wear a Hello Kitty. And Hello Kitty was always like another muse to me. And but that's before Hello Kitty was really in America. I think you could only buy like pencils maybe in the mall. And so I would like cut her face out of stuff and make my own Hello Kitty clothing. And then got my friends turned on to that world from Japan. And then when Heatherette was happening, I called Sanrio. See, this is the behind the scenes part. And Sanrio is the company that has Kitty and her friends. And I said, oh, I'm doing a Hello Kitty fashion show. You should come. And they were like, you can't do that. I said, what do you mean? They're like, you don't have a deal with us. I said, well, give me a deal. And I'm doing it anyways, guerrilla style. So they flew in from LA, but they're mainly in Japan. And then they saw this show, and then they gave us the worldwide licensing, the Hello Kitty. And so I made this, Traver and I made this creation of all plush Hello Kitties that Amanda Lepore wore with David LaChapelle to the MTV Awards. And then it ended up in the Metropolitan Museum, the Notes on Camp exhibition.
Just Richie, right now, I really want to just go back over what you said, okay? Because that is
so
like
much.
Freaking unbelievable.
I speak really quick. I talk too fast, though.
No, you know, we do too. But I love it. You know, this show is all about, you know, taking the yeses, ignoring the no's, and just taking your risks, moving right ahead. You did not even have a licensing deal. And you turned and said to them, you know what? I'm going ahead and doing it anyway. And that, my dear, is key to success. To being able to,
I mean, if you don't ask, you don't get. And the thing is like, no backwards means on. And the other thing is like, we weren't doing anything badly to Hello Kitty. We were only like putting her in a different light, in a light that people didn't know her as much as her. And so it was really exciting. And with my friend Sushi he's from Japan, and he was working at Patricia Fields, who also is monumental in Heatherette. We went to Japan together, and I put my name Richie on my t-shirt and rhinestones, and she said, make one for Carrie. I said, who's Carrie? And she's like, you'll find out. It turned out to be the Sex and the City ads around the world on Sarah Jessica Parker.
Of course, right?
So it's crazy, but that's just how so many things, just all these little puzzle pieces just kind of went, we meet each other, and it was fun work. You know, it didn't feel like work. It's like, and then there's a little bar.
No, I was just going to say, but that's the whole point, and that is your life, and that is the way you're doing it. Is you just show up,
right?
You show up, and you be yourself, and you bring your creativity, and the right people see you, and
absolutely,
you're a magnet. You just pull these.
But
people
you have to have stuff. There's, as you know, because of the world we've come out of, there's a lot of fakes out there. There will be people that will watch you and go, "Oh, I can do that," and they've got. It's amazing. We can thank like Instagram and TikTok for people that have nothing, that think they can do something. They look at you. Oh, well, I can do that. That's easy. And I love everything you're saying. Okay, because it's layers of stuff, Richie. That nobody else can do but you.
And I mean, part of the whole everything with, you know, people, you can either look at social media as, oh gosh, it ruined the world, which in some ways I think it kind of has. Well, but then in other ways, I'm like, we can use it as a tool to be like, I can mentor people to, this is how you do it. This is, you know, it's not just put on the makeup. It's like, there's got to be substance with the makeup on, and you know what you're doing and being fabulous. And when you show up in real life, you know, that's exude who you are, and you're allowed to be who you are, you know. And I mean, I dreamed of being who I am in high school. It wasn't always capable for that. I had to go into the bathroom at Burger King and da-di-da. And now it's a whole different world out there, like with a lot of these kids. But even some of the kids know, like Beauty Queen, which we'll get into a little bit more later, or now. But we cast these kids. Mr. D and I came together, created Beauty Queen, and it's this world, and it's the first ever digital makeup community that we decided to have, called Beauty Queen TV. And we cast these kids around the world, from Dublin to Japan to London.
Totally global.
Right.
But then Louisiana as well, where these kids can't leave their house, and they're full drag, full makeup. They just love glitter, and they want to perform. They want to be out and about. And so the makeup is the conversation to meet you and get in there. But then it's also about style and fashion, all pop culture, the essence of the cooking, music, personality, sports, my sports background, just everything.
If you meet one of these younger kids and you see like a spark, I mean, like, I'm sure a lot of them have original creativity to them.
Oh, so much. I mean,
how do you like water that and
I love that term. I love the because it is like a garden for sure. I mean, I've had people water my magic, from my skating coaches to, people in the club. Like David LaChapelle approached me and said, I know we're always at clubs, but do you want to, when I told him about Heatherette, he's like, oh my gosh, she introduced me to Patty Wilson, the stylist of the world, who I live for. And when they see something in you and they know how to get it out of you, that's what we're doing with these talents that we're finding. Like, and they love it.
On this is really incredible. The thing I noticed at the Glam Awards this year, because we were up for a Glam Award, and I got
congratulations.
I had the donated dress from B&B Couture.
Oh my God, I love
the whole 9 yards. And I get there, and there were a lot of kids there, and I went up to them. I'm like, "Oh, are you presenting? Are you getting an award?" No. They were done to the nines, and that is how they came out. And I have to tell you, because you would love it. Gorgeous, flawless makeup.
And that's what's so amazing now. Like it's like the line, like the club kids. That's where I went with the dark and light with the club kids, because most of us, the whole essence was to just dress up and have fun. We weren't doing it because we were getting anything out of it. We were living for it every night. Getting ready was part of the party. Actually, sometimes it was better than the actual party. And then, so, now this generation going on with, like you just said, these kids like dressing up and their magic's growing. It's so exciting. And it's global. It's all around the world.
It's global.
But in my opinion, this generation has people like you to thank for their fabulousness,
right?
Because they're standing on your shoulders.
It's really
paved the way.
It's really fun too. It's like when you were saying the limelight, whatever decade it was. I mean, when I moved to New York, so many people embraced myself and my friends, like. Right. And now, yes, I love doing this with the newbies that we're meeting, and they're really appreciative. I mean, a lot of them, whether they know of me or not, a lot of them freak out. They're like, "Oh my God, we find them on, like, we found a few on Instagram, for example."
Of course.
And they're like, "How did you find me?" I'm like, "Because your magic just bursts out. I can just tell you're me. You are me." When I was like, 18, 19 years old or whatever, 16 years old. And
Richie, what made you decide to launch Beauty Queen like right now? We're coming out of the pandemic. Right. Why now?
It's interesting because Dee and I have been talking about something like this for so long. And I mean, it really started germinating in the birthing process about 5 years ago. And then we were kind of just like figuring out what the baby really is. And then the lockdown, the shutdown, that's where we really had time to really, like, in our crazy lives, like sit down and really search the globe and find these amazing talents and just different ideas and things we want to do. And then, so we were like, let's take the time. But then it just felt like this New Year's Eve, we were like, we're gonna soft launch it and just let the Beauty Queen kind of, it hasn't fully gone into a firework yet, and it's about to. So yeah, and it feels like the world.
You subscribe too. You just said we're
I
subscribers.
love it. And and I think the world just needs it. They need fun, they need love, and they need a community to go to. Like, and there's going to be like a monthly and weekly get-togethers and meetups. And I was always that kid that watched MTV, and I was like, I want to be on MTV one day. Later, I was on MTV a lot, but I didn't know that was going to happen. I wanted to jump through the TV and be on MTV. Yeah, that's what Beauty Queen is. We want everybody to watch and feel included, and then know where we're going to be and come meet up with us and all that kind of stuff, and so much fun. And
so,
we're going to drop
makeup tutorials and things like that.
We're going to have amazing makeup tutorials. We actually just did one that's coming out with two makeup artists and a hairdresser that I've known for one. I didn't know, it's new, that works with a good friend of mine that I've known forever. And they're doing everybody and anybody in Hollywood right now. And just like me, had a dream in high school. And we'll do that and be inclusive with everybody watching that and learning in a different way than a tutorial that you'll see on like another network, like a YouTube, and which I watch and I love. This is like a little bit more time to talk about who the people are and why they do it. And why people want their makeup done, and like the whole, almost like the personality behind everything, like not just so like cut and dry. Not that that's bad either, because you need to learn. And
well, that's one of the things is that, and one of the things that I really noticed at the Glam Awards too, is everybody has to find their own style from their own and so that the outside is the inside personality.
Right.
Definitely.
Very impressive what we saw there. So I know you've done makeup collaborations with MAC. Is that also in the future with Beauty Queen to do collaborations? So, can we go to your site and order makeup?
Thank you for calling that out, because I was about to say we're gonna have some a lot of killer merch, and that includes like a lot of collaborations. Some with we call it the Glam Gang, the kids that we've discovered, and we'll collab with them, which is a dream come true for both of us, all of us. And then also celebrity collabs of friends that we've done things with and haven't, and wish we did and would and will. And just a lot of fun makeup. And then,
oh my God, I want sparkly lips. I'm like, I need help with sparkle. I'm all about
she
sparkle.
Needs to sparkle.
I need to sparkle more. Richie, you know what?
You're gonna get it.
Richie, I am this one that not anyone's doing, but you know what I would love to see? I'm addicted to colored contact lenses. Like not imagine.
Like bright red or something?
No, they're just the ones that like really make it like look natural. Like my eyes don't look natural.
Sparkle.
I can help you hook up with that. I did a fashion show that was amazing. We had a contact lens sponsor, and they did like aqua neon blues, and then they did mirrored ones where your eyes look like just like an alien, and they can do everything. And then actually Club Kid Day, somebody gave me contact lenses. I couldn't get them in my eyes. They were like almost Michael Jackson Thriller. They were so big, but they had dollar signs on them. So you go dollar signs like Richie Rich.
But you probably can't see out of them. Ones like that, the hole is so tiny. I got ones that are like Rihanna. They're just like her eyes.
Oh yeah,
I can't wear them though because the
it's like tunnel vision.
It is, the hole is so.
Oh really? Oh yeah, we need to get you like functional ones. I'll help you with that.
Oh, good.
So yeah, I'm excited though. Like the makeup process too is so much fun. Like MAC, I used to like mix my own nail polishes and before Hard Candy, and then I sang for Hard Candy when it came out, which was fun. But then MAC, I would save my money working in the mall for MAC, and then dream come true again later on. They offered me a MAC line around the world, and Boy George took the photo. We turned into a paint by number of my friend Traver and I in the packaging. Amanda Lepore's in the video David LaChapelle did for the commercial, and she turns all pink and she goes crazy and paints herself pink, and it's just a lot of fun. Like the whole creative process is like it's like art school gone like crazy.
I love it.
Right amok. So I
just wanted to say that thank you everyone for tuning in. You're watching If These Walls Could Talk with your hosts Wendy Stuart and Tym Moss, and our amazing and incredibly creative guest Richie Rich.
Yay!
And and thank you for that. And I want to say too, Beauty Queen. It's actually we love the Q, but it's actually Beauty Queen with a K. K is in Beauty. It's actually when you go on the site.
KWEEN. Yeah, I had to it down because I'm so used to the Q.
No, I know.
Oh my God! Now I had to.
And the site is btykwn.com, and I want everybody to go out and sign up. Boom.
Oh my God! I'm gonna have to memorize that. Oh,
btykwn.
KWN.com.
Okay. Boom.
.com
and for Beauty Queen, KWN.
Right.
Yes.
Beauty Queen,
and I'm so happy I'm here. And thank you for having me here.
The one thing that I am just so impressed with you is a lot of times in life, because you're constantly evolving and growing and expanding. Because a lot of times in life, people can have a tendency to get to a point where, I've seen it, I've done it, I'm done.
Jaded.
And you're just like, no, let's see what the young kids are doing. Oh, I like that. Let's do this.
I still feel like that 16-year-old, and I've never, I don't know, I just feel like I haven't done anything really. I mean, in the sense of like I'm excited. I'm like a little kid. I'm always like bright-eyed and like
totally about that here. I got stuck at 27. I'm
perfect.
It's a great age to be stuck at, and
I love it.
I need to know. I know you sing. Tell me what's going on with that.
Oh yeah, it's some really fun records out, like in Japan and Germany and in the States as well.
A lot of people don't know that.
Oh, I did a song called Magic from Xanadu, and I wrote John Farrar, the writer, and I was like, I want to do it, and I wrote him a letter, like just blankly, coldly, and he responded back, and he's like, sure, do whatever. So I did a song with my friend Hex Hector, who's this amazing remixer, Grammy award winning, and so we had fun from the club scene. So we did that. It was in Tower Records back then, and I was a unicorn on the cover, and it was super fun. And I came out of and it was fun. I went to Japan and toured with it, and I came out of a cocoon, and it was for Swatch Watch, and Tyra Banks was the face of Swatch Watch, and this is how things all, like you were saying before, come kind of full circle. Like, so Tyra remembered that Japan moment, and so then in Tokyo, and then she was doing America's Next Top Model, and then with Heatherette, she called Traver Rains, and she's like, do you want to judge on this? And we're like, yeah, with Janice Dickinson, and so we would do that, and so that the music led into that, and then I did other records, like super fun, and so I'll still do some music, and Beauty Queen too got music coming, boom.
Right, but I want your music. I love to learn that about you. You have so many dimensions, and
I have a song called Celebutante that's really fun, and it's on YouTube. I think you can find them on YouTube, some of them on iTunes, and so yeah. And there's I think it's just super fun. I think there's a rapper called Richie Rich, so that's cool. Yeah, it just shares the love. Hello, and so yeah, I mean, I just look at myself like a big mix of potpourri and glitter, like just all of it. Just do it all and have fun.
Potpourri, glitter, and unicorns. How did you get the name Richie Rich?
Oh, actually, in kindergarten, all these kids would call me Richie Rich. They thought I looked like the cartoon character, and my name is Richie. And so I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. And then I was just always called that. And then later in life, people were they were always like, what is your stage name? And I was like, well, they call me Richie Rich. And they're like, well, that's obviously your stage name. And I'm like, oh, and my mom is like, you're not on a stage. You're not going through a stage. You're always on a stage. Like, like
it made sense. That's part of the day. You're not going through a stage. You're on the stage. You're always on stage. Brilliant.
I mean, my entire life, whether on roller skates or my feet or ice skates, I feel like I've been walking a runway in my mind. So fashion was just called out for obvious reasons, I think.
Well, I just, oh my God, I've got so many questions, but one is the figure skating. I mean, I'm totally fascinated with that. Now, so you can do like the jumps and turns and
Lutz?
You know what? I'm not triple Lutz is no. You know, like when I was skating, double axel was like kind of like the pinnacle, and then I was doing like triple toes, triple flips, but then triples I got into, but then as I don't skate the way I used to skate. I still skate and I love it. I go to Chelsea Piers in New York a lot, or Rockefeller for fun.
Where you go.
And I keep up the spins and some jumps and all that. But I'm not competing, or I mean,
right. But what I'm wondering is, I mean, that is.
But it's like riding a bike in a lot of ways.
Well, yeah, but it's much more complex than riding a bike, because you fall down a lot to learn how to do it,
right?
And that would
I mean, in high school, like like the Breakfast Club kind of feeling, like the jocks would be like, oh yeah, you figure skate, like that's not cool. I'm like, really, you want to try it? I'm like, you're on your football field, honey, and throwing the ball at each other. I can throw a ball, maybe not as far, but I want to see you do like give me a double sow cow, honey. You don't even know what it is.
Really.
And I'd have bruises all over my arms, and like people thought I was getting abused, and I'm like, no, I'm falling all it. I mean, ice doesn't bend. It's like
Richie, when you're learning all that, they have you like what, in a harness and stuff.
Sometimes you use a lot of a lot of times it's just like without any help. But then as you're getting more into like triples, there is a harness that they boom, and then they jump, and then they pull you up, and then it just helps you to learn how to rotate.
Right.
And then you get that feeling. And my coach always told me that the best advice, because people are like, don't you get dizzy when you spin? That's the number one thing besides your ankles hurt. And she always said, it's very Rihanna now, actually, think about it. She's like, shine like a diamond. She's like, always pretend there's a big diamond right here, and you want to catch it in the middle of your chest. And when you're about to jump, you bring your arms together, but the diamond is right there, and clutches it as tight as you can, because that brings you in, and that just gives you that momentum to spin that way. And then at that time, when you spin like that, you don't get dizzy.
Wow.
But when you are actually performing and you're actually out and you start going into, what is like the feeling? Where is your mind? Are you in like a different place, or?
Oh yeah, you definitely have an outer body kind of thing. Like you're very focused and centered, but it feels like you're flying. Like when you're just going around the ice, it just feels like the closest thing I would know to be a bird. And then when I flew in the escapades, that was really like a bird. Like, I mean, that was woo, shoot. But yeah, I mean, it's such an amazing feeling. Like it's beautiful. And I take all my friends skating. I think it's great just to have fun with it.
Oh my God. It's such a beautiful sport. Now, were you ever thinking about going? I mean, you seem like you picked it up from the get-go. This is something as a child, right? You were 3 years old. They can tell. Like if you were in Russia, honey, they would have had your butt.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have been in that skating camp, like totally. And you know, I wasn't really ever I was obsessed with the Olympics and loving it. I wasn't really skating to be like, I want that gold medal in the Olympics. Right. I loved, like, I actually like the showmanship of it and the queen, is there a word? Queenship of it? Is that a word? We'll make it a word.
Exactly what you mean.
The queenship.
The queenship of it.
And then just all of that. And then it got really serious. And during high school, they're like, oh, the coaches are like, you maybe get out of high school and just skate, train. And I just knew there were so many things I wanted to do in music and fashion and everything. And, you know, and try to do that. And I think I had a path. And so with loving skating too, that's why the ice capades was so great, because it was just fun. And then you really add a lot of the sparkle and the.
I imagine.
So do we have like a book coming out about you?
It's really funny you ask that, because yeah, like I've always had a book in my mind, and I've been I doodly do and write all the time. And so yeah, and the fun thing, you like that doodly do. And then with Beauty Queen, it's really been fun, because Beauty Queen it's almost like its own narrative and memoir in itself, like little pieces coming out. And eventually there'll be a book, and there'll be all that fun stuff to tell. And I mean, and part of it was like, where do I begin? And so the book actually begins in high school. So.
Right. Yeah. Then that's
absolutely.
And that's where you begin.
Well, again, you're listening to, or you're watching If These Walls Could Talk with your hosts, Wendy Stuart and Tim Moss, and our amazing guest, Richie Rich.
And we've got some people chat room.
Yeah, but we're so grateful that you took some time to come on.
Oh my God, I'm grateful. Like, I can't wait to be in New York with you. I'll be there back there soon. We'll get together.
We're going to haul your butt over to PANGEA when you're back in New York. And we're
well, actually, last time I saw you was at Ari Gold's memorial here at PANGEA.
Oh, yep. True. Oh, we love Ari. And Kevin Aviance, who emceed and sang. Kevin is our MC gorgeousness of Beauty Queen. And
fabulous.
So yeah, and
he's going to be our guest on this show.
Yeah, we have him scheduled.
Oh, good, perfect.
And Mr. D, I don't know if Eileen told any of these people yet, but she put it on my calendar. So
yep, fabulous, and everybody's gonna love Mr. D. And so with Beauty Queen, also we have the amazing Larry Namer behind us, who created and founded the E Network, and with his friend Rick Portine, they invented the On the Red Carpet and put Joan Rivers on the carpet. I mean, they used to jump over the wall at the Oscars, like talk about guerrilla style. They're like, we're here. And
you're right.
And that's why I think we all get along. So like, it's so much fun.
Also, we saw you online, saw you pictures with Jimmy Starr and Ron Russell and
love. Oh my gosh. Jimmy
Sue Wong's mansion and at a party. How fabulous.
Yeah, that was
so amazing. And Sue's incredible. I mean, her designs, like I've always been a fan of hers.
And you were laying on the, what was it, Jimi Hendrix
bed.
Oh yeah, we did a photo shoot on Jimi Hendrix's bed. I mean, we all did like a big group shot. I mean, how fabulous is that in pop culture, like in Hollywood, the Hollywood Hills? Hello, and Johnny Depp's room later on in life was the other room, and she was telling us about just like all everybody from the 20s and 30s, and Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer in the home, and just Howard Hughes, and just incredible. And you feel the energy in there too. All of it.
Yeah.
And Jimmy's incredible.
I'm planning a trip out there, and I was supposed to come, I think, around the New Year's time. And you know how it is. There's always some kind of work thing that gets in the way.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy and Ron are great. I met them when they were up in New York. Eileen, of course, I love.
So much fun. They're all so much fun.
It's about people having each other's back.
And Ron, you need to have Ron and Jimmy on this guest.
I love Ron. I love Ron. His story.
Oh my God. And it all goes.
Oh, I was just going to say we had Ron on, and he was in drag as Eileen Shapiro.
Oh my God, I have to see. I think Jimmy actually told me that. I have to see that episode.
And the lipstick was so awful the way he did it. It was like the mouth.
I'm living.
I'm
loving that.
All the way up here. The blonde wig was the worst you've ever seen. And he says,
up to there.
Right, of course, right? Because he's obsessed with Eileen's tits. He said, I'm Eileen's hero today. He's hilarious. Oh, I want to.
And he was also on at Sue Wong's. We were sitting there, beautiful band is playing, and he's like, he was best friends with Sonia Henning, and he didn't know I was a skater, and we had that whole world in common, Dorothy Hamill, and just all that fun and glamour, and it's so much fun when everything connects.
So a few of the notes or people chatting. Nick Lyon says, "Hey everyone, love Richie Rich and the iconic club era days. Fabulous show." Evan Lawrence, a friend of ours, says hi. Apollo Cabrera, a buddy of mine, he says he saw you at the Limelight and in San Francisco.
Oh my God.
And these are all people that appreciate glitter and sequins.
Love it. Well, everybody, I love you all. Boom. Keep on shining.
B. Claudia from Germany.
I love B.
Hello.
Says from here, all your colors are great. Tim Moss, Wendy Stuart, # Richie Rich.
Love it.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. You're also awesome. Join Beauty Queen. Booms. Yay. Get on there. Join the party.
I wanted to say go to btykwn.com and sign up definitely for Beauty Queen.
And our motto is, if you don't fit in, stand out. Boom.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love that.
We love you.
I love all your philosophies.
I do love that stage line, though. I wanted to say it again, and maybe could you put out an article of clothing, maybe a hoodie with that at the stage,
Guess what? It's that one? Oh yeah, that's such a good one. It's so funny because it's amazing. And my mom always she still does. She has amazing little tidbits. Like she's always said, she told me when I moved to New York, she's like, no matter what, she's like, go after all your dreams. She's like, but don't let anybody break your spirit. Your spirit is what you have. That doesn't matter what you look like, what you're doing. It's so true. And that's once again what Beauty Queen is bottled. It's bottled in Beauty Queen.
If only more people would tell that, would encourage that.
And you're blessed that you have a mom like that, that totally got you. True. You were gender fluid before anyone even knew what it was. And how wonderful that it was supported. And now you are paying it forward, honey. And that's great. That's
definitely paying it forward. That's the message for sure. And we all have to fly like a butterfly. Boom.
Well, you are just beyond fabulous, and I would love for you to do me. Well, not do me, but do me sometime.
He really
we'll do you up.
He did, but
we'll do you up.
And the makeup and the sparkle and the clothes. And I would.
Yeah, when I'm in New York, which will be soon, we'll get together and we'll have fun for sure.
Oh my God, that would be great. You know what? I have a big event, Night of 1,000 Gowns, because I'm with the Imperial Court.
That is one of my favorite events.
Oh well, we're having that March 26th, and I tell you, I'd love to have
actually.
If I'm in New York, I want to come.
April 23rd, I'm having my big 60th birthday party. And
fabulous.
Michael Musto's going to perform. We're just going to have a bunch of people performing.
Oh my God, I love Michael. That'd be incredible.
Yeah.
Right. And Richie can sing.
Absolutely.
Richie can come and perform.
So much fun. Oh, I would be there. I would love it. Boom. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. We so appreciate your coming on. We just love and
you asked the best questions ever. It's oh my God. It's wow.
Well, we're all about a conversation. If you remember that night when we had all had a couple of cocktails, I was hanging with you. It was exactly what this is.
Yeah, I mean, this doesn't even feel like an interview. This is more. Well, I knew it was going to be. We're friends too. Hello, first and foremost.
Right, and we do give out a lot of information to people. People.
It's like a. Wow. You're an inclusive Kiki, the little just get together.
I'm taking that tagline. Wendy and inclusive Kiki.
That's here, I grant you that. Ding.
Wow.
Oh my God. Richie Rich, thank you so much. We just love you.
Thank you.
All the love. Thank you, viewers, too. All the audience, thank you, loves.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.